In this video, we want to share some updates from our defect check and also a few DIY projects. Since our previous defect check video, we went through a total of 4 rounds of BSc joint inspection, and it took us a total of 1.5 months. As I speak with the BSc, here are some of the things that we learned. In the previous video, we spoke about not being able to mount the storage heater on top of the common toilet. So here's a quick update of our situation. In the previous video, I mentioned that because of this beam over here, there's no way and no space to install your storage heater at this position. So there are a few solutions to this problem, and it does cost a little bit more money. So the first and easiest solution is to use instant heater instead of storage heater. So what you can do is to install your instant heater at this position above the shower mixer over here, and you can use your existing heater point from inside the box hub. You can wire it down this way and connect directly to your instant heater over here. Now the second solution would be to use your gas heater. So what happens when you use your gas heater is this default water outlet that is given from HDB, you will pipe it up and punch a hole through the box hub into the aircon box hub. You will pipe it all the way over here and go through these 2 holes into the service yard, which is where you will install your gas heater. Or another solution, if you still want to use storage heater, you can use these 2 holes to install your storage heater inside the service yard itself. In fact, that is our choice, to use the storage heater and install it inside the service yard. Okay, so normally, right, without this beam, if you are able to install your storage heater here, the installation cost is usually around $150. Now, to do this additional piping and plumbing all the way into the service yard, that will cost another $300 to $400. Okay, this is our preferred choice, to install the storage heater inside the service yard. Also, remember that I said that if you are doing a shower curb, the bathroom tile should slope towards the shower floor trap and not the vanity floor trap. By the way, do check out that video if you haven't done so. After checking with the BSc, we found out that the bathroom tiles are not meant to be sloped that way. Because when HDB originally designed the flat for us, they need to cater for everyone, and they also need to assume that there is no shower curb. Because there are actually some homeowners that do not want a shower curb, so HDB has to cater for them as well, and they cannot please everyone. So for those of you who are intending to do a shower curb, there's really not much you can do. But that being said, 5 years later, after the MOP finishes, after the waterproofing warranty expires, you can then choose to hack it out and slope whichever way you want. As for our situation, because there was already a ponding issue in both our bathrooms, the BSc was nice enough to hack it out and then re-slope in the way we want, which is to slope towards the shower floor trap. Apart from that, all the other rectification works are all cleaning of the grout lines, fixing of the cracks and so on. And so all in all, the BSc took a total of 1.5 months to complete all the rectification works. Inside this 1.5 months, it is also a good time to do some DIY projects. So the first thing that we did was to install the bomb shelter storage rack.
And so, this is the end result after 1.5 hours of work. Let us know in the comments what you think about this. You can see that this is actually a U-shaped 3-piece construction. The height of this rack is about 180 cm, and each of these panels are actually height adjustable. All the 3 racks here are of different length, so make sure you measure them correctly. As for price-wise, we spent a total of about $150 to purchase everything, whereas when we check out the group buy prices, right, one of such rack alone would already cost $150, and that includes installation. Overall, I find it to be actually quite sturdy, but some of the downsides are that because this is not a customized product, there are bound to be some gaps in between the racks. There are also some options where you can remove the center pole for easier access, so maybe we can try to do that ourselves next time. And so on the right side, make sure that you measure your bomb shelter dimensions properly so that you can leave some space for the power socket. And in the future, when you have a handheld vacuum, you can also hang it in this corner. On the left side, the rack is completely flush to the wall. And overall, I think that the build quality here is good enough, and this DIY project is definitely worth doing. Now that this bomb shelter rack is up, we can use it to store everything we need for the renovation itself.
And secondly, what we did was to install the LED strips and the acrylic panels in both our bathrooms.
Hi everyone, we are here today at Dharma Trading. You can see the logo over here. So for those of you who intend to do your own DIY, this is actually the best place for you to purchase your acrylic panels. So let's go. So firstly, you can go up the second floor to the main sales office. So over here, they have a section for you to actually test out how the lighting looks like behind the acrylic panels. So we have 3 models which are one of the most popular ones for selection. Firstly, this is the more opaque model. When once you put it in, it looks something like this. Okay, and then we have slightly more transparent ones, but this is a glossy one. You can see the reflection of the light itself. Okay, this is how it looks like after you put in the acrylic panel. And lastly, we have the matte finishing ones. Okay, this is how it looks like. So this is actually what we are going to choose. Because of the matte surface, there will be lesser fingerprints, and it is also more difficult to stain. And once you are done with the selection of your acrylic panel, you can head over to any of these sales counters with your dimensions. They will help you with the purchase itself. And now that we're done with the purchase, you can go down back to level 1 and pass your invoice to any of these guys over here. They will do the cutting for you. So we were told that the cutting itself will take 30 minutes, so just wait for your panels to be cut. We are done with the purchase. Let's look at our acrylic panel over here. Actually, it's not too heavy lah. One person you can carry it. Overall, I think it's not a bad experience. Save a bit of money, and it's quite fun actually for you to measure yourself and go through the entire process. So for now, let's go back to the house. Ayo, very funny just now. When I was going up the MRT, everyone was staring at me. Even inside the MRT, everyone was like looking at this weirdo. And it's a little bit tough to go up and down the escalator like this. Just need to be a little bit careful, but that was quite interesting. Even now in the streets, right, I still see people staring at me like an idiot.
And so this is how you are going to connect your LED strips. This is the LED driver, this is the LED strip, and this is the power supply itself. you can see that the red wire means that this is live and the black wire means that this is negative. So here comes the red wire and it goes into the LED driver on the L position. Not sure if you can see over there, right? So once it is connected, the black wire will go into the N as demarcated on the LED driver itself. And on the output of the LED driver, this is the red and black, and that is demarcated by V plus and V minus, and is connected to your LED strip itself. So let me turn on the power now and you should see it light up. Okay, this is how you connect your LED strips. Now if you have a dimmer switch with you like this, things get a little bit more interesting. So if you have a dimmer switch, right, make sure to connect it after the LED driver and not before. If you connect the dimmer switch directly to the power supply, your dimmer switch will be destroyed and you need to buy a new one again. So when it comes to connection, right, we have the inputs over here and also the outputs. So same thing, V minus is black, V plus is red. V plus is red, V minus is black. Okay, so let me turn on the power supply and see what happens. Okay, so now we can see that the dimmer is set to the maximum. Let me turn this down. Right, can you see that the LED is not as bright? Let me turn it back up again. Okay, I hope you can see this. So this way, right, you can control the brightness of your LED strips. Okay, so this is how it is connected. Okay, let me get up there. Right, so by default, right, HDB will already have given you these 3 lines and you just need to connect it to your LED driver. Remember, red is live and then black is connected to the negative portion. And so this is the end result after putting up the acrylic panels with the LED strips. What do you think? I think it's not too bad, huh? And by the way, make sure you finish your aircon piping before you actually put up these acrylic panels, or else you may need to take down your panels so that the aircon installer can do the piping. So you can see there's some dark spot over here, and that's actually the aircon drainage pipe. In the second trip installation, most likely this aircon drainage pipe will go down, so we won't see this dark spot anymore. So as you're installing your acrylic panels, right, try to make sure that nothing is resting directly on top of the acrylic panels, or else you'll end up with something like this.
Now that we are done with the VSC rectification and DIY, we will be starting with our renovation very soon. As I can see, right, this will be a 3 to 4 month renovation. The progress itself will be slower because we didn't engage an ID. We'll be going with direct contractors instead. And speaking of renovation, Home Trust actually reached out to us. For our case, we actually didn't use Home Trust to look for IDs because we went with direct contractors. However, what we did was to look for design inspirations inside the Home Trust website. So now for those of you who are looking for IDs, you can actually use their Get Recommendations feature to get matched with IDs. Now here's where I think Home Trust stands out. Did you know that Home Trust do not delete away the negative reviews? I will not be showing this on the screen, but if you were to scroll down to some of the ID reviews, you can actually see all the 1-star reviews and the customer complaints. And this is Home Trust's commitment of bringing trust and transparency to homeowners like ourselves. So thank you Home Trust for supporting our channel, and make sure you check them out. And so that's it for today. If you like more DIY content like what you see here, please let me know in the comment section. And with that, thank you for watching our video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!